yesterday. We've played Nick Sirianni. Let's hear from Coach Sirianni again. Then we'll also play you Lane Johnson and Saquon Barkley, because this must have been a tough decision to make. Nobody was saying that it was going to be an easy conversation.
No.
I believe for me, it was an easy decision. You made the whole gun to the head reference. I wouldn't even have a drop of sweat above my brow.
If you had to tell Saquon Barkley you're not going for it?
Yeah, I'd say, sorry, man. You know, I got to keep you ready. I saw last year what we did last year. We tried to reach for a seed that wasn't going to happen, and A.J. Brown got hurt. I'm just going to try to avoid any risk possible. Not saying that it would be a lock that you would get hurt, but I'm avoiding that risk.
Okay.
Here was Nick.
I think that would have been a more difficult conversation than you're letting on.
Yeah, well.
To sit across the room and tell somebody, no, we're not. You've been our guy. You're the MVP of our team.
Yeah.
You're the guy who has been
and that's
everything
why I need you.
for.
That's why I need you the best that you could possibly be come playoff time.
But, Coach, I want to go.
Sorry,
buddy.
I'm the head coach. My decision matters.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's good.
What, are you going to not try hard in the playoffs now, Saquon?
Yeah, no, it's just the idea is that's interesting.
Let me tell you more about my core values.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love that.
Here's Coach Sirianni yesterday on his decision.
We're going to rest some guys. I know we're locked into that number 2 seed, so we're going to rest some guys. There are going to be some guys that are resting. There are going to be some guys that are in reserve roles. You can't obviously rest everybody with the roster, and so that's our plan moving in here forward.
And then, of course, he was asked specifically about Saquon Barkley, and this is what he had to say.
Obviously, it's a very special record that's been, standing for a very long time by a great player. It's a team record that everybody's involved in. So you weigh in all those things, but at the end of the day, you just try to do what's best for the team.
And I do wonder, again, I've said this a couple times to you today, I can't wait for the Tim McManus article that comes out.
Because it's going to come out.
About who was in favor and who was not.
Yep.
Was it a 50-50 split, and then Nick made the decision? We're more in favor than not. And then did Nick say ultimately, no, my decision is the final word?
I think when the story is told, more were in favor than not.
Interesting. And then Nick just made the hard decision.
Yes, and Mick, and again,
which, by the way, kudos to Nick for doing that.
I respect him. I respect him for doing it. Is Real Mama Eagles was talking about how people are being hypocritical? That there's the whole conversation about you got to trust Nick. You got to trust Nick. I said the hypocritical thing is the number one thing we hear about with Nick Sirianni is people don't trust his decision making.
Yeah, but again, nobody's questioned him since Jacksonville.
But now everybody is like, he's infallible. If he says this is the right thing to do. You can't have it both. You cannot have it both ways.
But hold on a second, John. If somebody had that opinion before the decision was made, that's different.
No, but I mean,
if somebody woke up this morning and said, you know what, Nick's right, I'm going to change my opinion. But I've been saying, man, actually for months I hope they didn't have to play Week 18.
No, but I got you. But what's the number one thing you question about Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, some of his decision making. But
right,
this was my opinion before he made the decision.
No, I got you.
It took him 3 days to make the decision.
It's the whole thing with this that has bothered me is the people who are like, there's only one right answer. And if you don't believe this right answer, you're wrong.
Well, there is just
no,
one
it's
right
not.
answer.
There isn't.
And we have the right answer. Now, I will ask you.
By the way, if Saquon's dry, he's listening to you guys and he's going. He's doing the
Saquon, you had an amazing season. I love you, and I can't wait to see you hoist the Lombardi Trophy. It's going to be amazing.
Because that's going to be a difference. Because if he played Sunday, they're not winning the Lombardi.
He could be wrong.
Yeah,
they're not winning a Lombardi Trophy if he plays Sunday.
They're not winning if he gets hurt on Sunday.
No, that's a whole thing. He hasn't gotten hurt all year. So I'm not
right. So he's invincible.
There's a chance that he could get hurt on Sunday.
There's a chance. He's a chance all year long he could get hurt.
Yeah, and
so let's take that chance away.
I'd rather not run the risk.
I got you.
Now I will put you to this, John, because you are in favor of him playing because you want him to go after the record. But you were with me a couple weeks ago wanting to find out sooner rather than later about the 1 seed so that if they don't get the bye, we could rest players.
Correct.
And you agree, you and I were on the same page then.
No questions asked. Find out one way or another.
And so you found out.
Yeah, but we did not find out what we have now found out, is that there's a chance. I did not think he was going to be in this position.
Okay.
I really didn't.
I got exactly what I wanted.
See, I didn't think he was going to be in the position to – I thought there was going to be too many yards. What was the game where it didn't go well? Recently. There was a game that he didn't get.
Well, he played –
It was the Ravens game. The Ravens game, wasn't it?
No, the Ravens only threw the ball 19 times.
No, but the Ravens game, I thought he only had like 70 yards.
No, I do know what you're talking about.
What was the game? There was a game that he only got like.
Well, that was the game. Wasn't it the Commanders game when he missed? No, Steelers, 65 yards.
It was the Steelers game.
And that was the game where he missed a lot of the time in the game.
And I thought after that game, I really believed the Dickerson record was off the table.
Yeah, and then he runs for 150 against the Commanders. By the way, 150, over 100 of that was in the first quarter. Imagine if Jalen doesn't get hurt that game.
If Jalen doesn't get hurt,
he's rushing for 250 in that game.
If Jalen doesn't get hurt, he gets at least another 40-50 that game.
Yeah. He's finishing with almost 200 yards rushing.
If he had played the end of that Giants game
earlier in the year,
it would have been all over.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. All right, here's Lane Johnson, because, again, we've been talking about this a lot. Who was in favor of Saquon playing and who was not? Jordan Mailata has been, we don't have any audio for it, but Jordan Mailata has been very, very adamant about wanting to go for the record. Lane Johnson, on the other hand, this was from Good Morning Football yesterday before the decision was made, but you can hear, just based off the way Lane Johnson is talking, that he was definitely in favor of not playing on Sunday.
We just got a couple of days off, which we really hadn't got for most of the year, so that was big after this past win. So what's the risk versus reward? Would we like to have a full-strength team, or would you want to risk having somebody injured for the playoffs, which happened last year, by the way, in the loss of Tampa. So know what we're playing for and remember from past experiences.
And that, of course, is the A.J. Brown moment from last year.
By the way, A.J. completely in the rest everybody.
Because he got hurt last year.
Correct. He's in the rest camp. So, I mean, there's a lot of really great players that are letting their opinion be known, and they're just have different opinions.
It could have been awkward conversations.
Saquon Barkley, Jordan Mailata one way, A.J. Brown, Lane Johnson another. I respect them all. I mean, I just don't agree.
And I bet you Jalen Hurts would say keep the main thing the main thing. I bet you Jalen's pro rest.
Thank you so much for checking out our content on the 97.5 The Fanatic YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, you can always be checking the playlist. There may be something you missed from one of our shows during the day that you want to go back and check out. So every time you like a video, like it, subscribe to the channel, and you'll have that great content coming to you every single day. You're greatly appreciated.